Hello ladies and gentlemen, your friendly neighborhood Skybot here. We're going to be taking a look back at the Spectrobes controller profile that I showed off in one of my previous videos. There is a download link for this in the description. We're essentially just going to be going over how each of the controls is set up, so it's going to be a lot of information and menus. If you are wondering what version of Dolphin I am on, so you can follow along, I'm on Dolphin 5.0-17269. This is not very important, I don't think, but I do remember that the base 5.0 version does not have some of the extended control editing stuff that you can do in here. So maybe consider getting a newer version of Dolphin if if you want to do something like this. Anyways, let's get right into the controls. So I don't really know how to structure this video. I'm probably just going to walk through each individual button and kind of right click on them, show you the text there and stuff. Just remember that there is a download link for this profile in the description. If you don't know where to put the controller profile, it should be in Documents, Dolphin Emulator, Config, Profiles, Wiimote. This is the exact file you will get from the download link in the description, and this is what it looks like. Also, keep in mind that this is using an Xbox controller. Mine is a third-party Xbox 360 controller, so you know, probably doesn't have a couple different functionalities like tilt control and whatnot. So I didn't program that into here. It also doesn't have rumble, so I have that off by default. To start off, you're gonna want the Nunchuk connected. If you don't have the Nunchuk connected, Spectrobes is gonna pause the game, tell you to connect the Nunchuk. So do that first and foremost. Motion plus unneeded. The A button is mapped to the A button on the Xbox controller. The B button is mapped to the B button on the Xbox controller, and also the right trigger, because that is where it is on the Wiimote essentially. The 1 button is mapped to the X button because that is in a similar location as the healing items are in Dark Souls and Monster Hunter. So I thought it was pretty natural. The 2 button is mapped to the Y button, which it just brings up a couple menus, and I think possibly renames Spectrobe in the incubator. Minus button, link to the back button, just the button on the left side of your Xbox button, and then the plus button, start button, which is on the right side of your Xbox button. Home button, irrelevant. D-pad is denoted by north, south, east, and west here for up, down, left, and right. Just keep these in mind when you're looking at this. Essentially, the D-pad is just mapped how you would map a D-pad here. Up on the D-pad locks your target in battle. Down on the D-pad centers the camera behind your character, and left and right turn the camera. However, what's different about left and right is that they have a little function right here, which essentially has it so that you can turn the camera with the right stick using the left and right motions on the right stick. But the right sticks up and down are different. I'll get to that later. Why the shoulder L is here is because we use shoulder L for the C button on the Nunchuk, which brings up the IR pointer. And so when the IR pointer is up, we want to disable certain things so that you don't have such a disorienting experience. Just trust me, leave this here, it's all good. Something similar is in this, as you can see here. Don't worry about this. My controller is not calibrated correctly, I don't think. So you probably won't have this issue. The additional thing about the A button is while the IR pointer is on the screen, R3 will activate A. This is just for simple clicking and stuff, so you don't have to move your right thumb off of the stick to press the A button. Feels pretty natural to me. Motion inputs. So this is what took the most time getting right. These values were half of it because this thing, has to return to the center at a certain speed so you can like press it at the right frequency, and your Spectrobe can be told go go, go, instead of like having to wait 8 seconds or whatever. These are the go and come back commands. The go command is up on the right stick, and it's turned off while the IR pointer's on the screen. I also linked the right shoulder button to the go command. This one is less spammable because it does not return as fast for whatever reason. I've tried to fix that. I can't really find any way to improve that, but let me know if you find a way. The back command is linked to down on the right stick. It swings the Wiimote left and, you know, turns off when the IR pointer is on screen. The reason why I turn these off when the IR pointer is on the screen is because it actually moves the IR pointer wildly to the left or down. And I also link this to trigger R. Trigger R, as you will notice, is a gradient, meaning like that I can, you know, vary my input here. So that's neat. But it still has the same problem as the shoulder button. It doesn't return fast enough, so you can't spam it as much. I don't know what that is, but it does work, and this is actually important for the super. So if you'll remember, the B button is also linked to trigger R, right? So you press trigger R, right? And it swings the Wiimote to the left. And let me skip ahead a bit just to show you this. This is the Nunchuk. This is the swing of the Nunchuk. Trigger R also swings the Nunchuk to the right. This is to put the controllers in the position required for charging the super. However, that doesn't entirely work, and so you have to hold right trigger and right bumper at the same time to charge the super. I don't know exactly why. This is another one of those things where I could not find a way to make it so you don't have to do this. But that's how it be, how it do, you know. So if you can find a way around this, let me know. This stuff over here is essentially just aiding the go and come back commands because they don't work with just the swing for some reason consistently. So essentially, come back command, which swings the Wiimote to the left, also shakes the Wiimote left and right, and likewise, the go command shakes the Wiimote up and down slightly because that's required to make it work consistently. These two, as you will notice, are turned off when the IR pointer is on the screen. And the Y, I believe this is the forward and backward shake, like away from you and towards you shake, is activated by R3 when the IR pointer is not active. This one is supposed to be for like awakening Spectrobes, how you have to shake the Wiimote, but I couldn't get it to work consistently, so it's another thing about this that's just not perfect. And now we get into the IR pointer thing. This thing is checked, relative input. It see, the red dot is where the actual cursor is for the IR pointer, and the black dot is the influence of the stick on the IR pointer. So you can see how it stays on a certain spot on the screen. If I do not have this checked, the red dot's just going to be in the same place as the stick is, kind of, and it snaps back to the center with the stick and everything. This can be useful in some cases, but generally for this kind of thing, you don't want that happening. It just makes it a little harder to aim consistently and yada yada. So how I made this work properly is I hid the IR pointer when shoulder L is not pressed, and so it's basically just if you press shoulder L, it unhides. You can see how it goes from 1 when I'm not pressing it to 0 when I am pressing it. It just unhides the cursor, allowing you to move it around on screen. And then these are basically just, the right stick controls the IR pointer while shoulder L is held down. That's pretty much just how all of these look. I'll go through them just so you can see them, but there's nothing special here. It's just right stick move IR pointer. Mine has a little bit of drift, as you can see here. That's just because my controller isn't calibrated correctly. You shouldn't have this problem, but that is the majority of the hard part here. This is kind of the hard part right here. Now we're just gonna move on to the nunchuck, which is pretty basic. The left stick always controls character movement. That is this. The C button is shoulder L, which, you know, big surprise, reveals the IR pointer and, you know, whatnot. The Z button is the left trigger, which allows you to swap through Spectrobes in and out of battle and enter the incubator, and when you're in the incubator, it allows you to drop the minerals and stuff. Good stuff. And I kind of showed you this earlier, but right trigger makes the nunchuck swing to the right for special charging purposes. This one I did not show you. The L3 button shakes the nunchuck. This is for just awakening Spectrobes. So yeah, there's that. And that is it. As you can see, it's this is the bulk of it right here. If you can get this stuff down, you golden. And even this ain't perfect, so you know, just know that while you're, I don't know, doing whatever. Again, there is a download link in the description below, so you don't have to copy my homework because I already did that for you. But you know, if you want to go through and adjust values, you know, to your liking, go for it, man. But otherwise, I think that is pretty much it. I don't really have much to add. This video was requested by a user named Nick. Thank you, Nick, for requesting this video. I hope this helped you understand the you know, how everything was laid out. I never know how understandable I'm being, and so as long as it's occasional, I am definitely willing to clarify a video with a video, you know. Hopefully this was informative and actually useful. If so, please do like. I know to actually make this, I looked up several tutorials and no one had the specific answers I needed for what to put for the motion inputs, for the specific motions I needed and stuff, so I had to sort of come up with that on my own. There's not many other games I play with Dolphin, to be honest, so me making another video similar to this one probably not going to happen anytime soon unless I find a niche Wii game I like other than Spectrobes Origins that actually requires motion inputs. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. I am going to do homework. Have a fantastic day-night cycle, and sayonara.